Improved Team League Open Qualifier for the first division of Season 3. We're going to be going into our second series of the day. This has already started. We're going into the game number 2 of this series. It's going to be New ErA Gaming against Skillforge, and New ErA Gaming currently is sitting 1-0 up after the blue Zerg player who is here in the the red Terran player in the lower left hand corner down here from New ErA Gaming, GaminG, won game number 1, I believe, against QualiFiers from Skillforge. So let's see what's going to happen as GaminG opens up here with a barracks followed by a gas. Looking as though he's just going to open up very standardly into an early Reaper in this TVZ. His opponent from Skillforge is the blue Zerg player who actually is in the upper right hand corner. It's Mattis here. He's actually going to just open hatch followed by his pool again. Nothing too crazy at the start of a TVZ. And we'll see how this changes or continues as this goes on. So already, with SCV starting to come out. How's everyone doing in the chat? Thank you guys for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed the show so far today. Hope you're ready for some more games as we're going to continue on here with this next series. If you are just joining us for this series, let us know who you are going to be supporting: Skillforge or Skillforge or New ErA Gaming. I'm really bad at saying New ErA Gaming for whatever reason. Doesn't seem to be doing so great for me. I've missaid it like 2 or 3 times already now. Anyways, so GaminG just checking up to the top left, realising his opponent's not there, and hence will send his Reaper straight to the top right. And once his Reaper gets over, he'll start seeing a little bit of action taking place in this game. No gas just yet from Mattis, so he's going to be playing a gasless style, it seems, to open up with in this game. Of course, this best of 7 all kill is once again going to be for a place in the first division of the 3rd season of SC2ITL, where all the money is to be won, and all the prizes to be won as well from Zawiya. So GaminG here, just with this first Reaper, attacking a little bit and doing whatever he can, but getting turned away, nothing really done. Surprised he hasn't gone into the main base. I think going into the main base is one of the more important things you can do, because if you do that, then you're going to be able to see if the gas is being mined or not, and that's kind of the most important information you can get early on. But nonetheless, it looks as though GaminG doesn't seem too bothered. It looks as though he knows he can get in here a little bit later anyway. He's just going to jump up right now. He's going to see no gas, and it's going to mean he's not got too much to worry about here. He's actually going to try and chase a drone down. He will actually be able to find at least one here. It's too far away from the creep to be able to make into a spore crawler. And GaminG getting himself his first kill on this Reaper. Zergling now maybe getting caught off guard as well. Another couple of drones on the way down too, but GaminG is chasing the Zerglings. We'll just get out of here in the end. Again, he's still not actually spotted the other gas, so he's not completely clued up on the gas, but he says, I'm just going to retreat now at the 6-minute mark anyway. No real reason to stick around any longer than this, so he's just going to start getting out of here and heading back home and doing whatever the next stage is going to be, which is going to be Hellions and a starport here. So I mean, the starport, just with a single gas, is most likely going to be used for just a Viking to come out early on, maybe a medevac. We've seen that quite often, the medevac lifting some Marines into the main base while running by with some with the Hellions into the natural. And it is going to be the medevac as the choice of play here. So the Marine count going to start adding up. We've got how many Marines already out? 5 Marines out. They're just kind of spread all over the place, kind of just spread around the main base. So we do have a couple of Hellions here picking off the first creep tumor actually, and being turned away by the Queens, but again they're just looking for an opportunity to run into this natural. And again, that will hopefully be created here once that medevac comes across. And just a little bit too late to actually deny the drone coming there, as we have a quick pause coming in from Mattis. So Mattis just having a second here before we continue this game. So a bit of a break here, guys. Shout out to a couple of guys who've hit the follow button: Painto and Kiara Mitaro 14. Thank you guys for hitting the follow button on Twitch in the last half hour or so, as we do have GaminG starting to get ready for his attack, because a couple more Hellions are coming across, and most importantly that medevac has just loaded up. Come onto the screen, medevac, there it is. And there's that medevac coming across the map right now as he starts up his third command center here. So, I mean, this build doesn't really delay your third command center too much. It allows you to put on a little bit of extra aggression because you've got the starport up as well. It allows you to get the Viking out nice and quickly, which is also a big added bonus. We've seen earlier today already, Vikings can kill a lot of overlords in TVZ. And yeah, I mean, everything going nicely. The Baneling Nest on the way here. Again, I mean, these Hellions are just looking for an opportunity to run by into the natural, try and pick up some work kills. As this medevac has gone all the way around the side here, it's going to end up dropping into this main base very, very soon. And of course, combined with the mineral line, you know, it's going to be very hard to kill them Marines because of the very low surface area on them. He's actually just going to drop off right on the edge, and now we have the Hellions starting to run by. So the Lings which come forward here are going to get roasted, and well, these drones have to be very careful as well, because they're going to be one of the next targets as Marines coming into this main base at the same time. Hellions in the natural though, and they're definitely going to be doing some roasting. Drones even being pulled to try and deal with this here. Matt is taking some pretty serious damage here early on. Queen has fallen, and more drones still falling in the main base too. This is a lot of drones going down, as one Hellion is going to be able to pick off at least 2 more workers. There's just no units out just yet. 22 more Lings are still on the way, as there's going to be some more damage going down on drones before this is up. Here come the Zerglings to save the day. This army of the Terran player going to step as best he can. He saves as much as he can, apart from one Marine, and he's just going to get out of there. He's actually going to change direction and drop a little bit. I'm not sure if that was actually spotted here by Mattis, but he could pick off another Queen here in a moment if he's you know, if he's active enough with this drop. This Viking yet to find an Overlord, despite 2 being very close to the base. We've got a Zergling run by on the way. There is a gap in this wall, and that could be detrimental right now, but the Marines have dropped back off again, and there's no more Lings back at home, so they have to turn around, and more worker damage being done. We'll take a look at workers killed just after this you know, after this drop gets turned around once again. He has one more worker going down. He's going to get picked up now, and 28 workers killed is the damage done in this game. Jungle King has got himself into a fantastic position. 3 command centers now, 53 SCVs, 50 drones. Behind this, he's already got Stim finishing. He's got his +1 on the way, and his +1 armor starting up too. He's got 5 barracks up, a reacted factory, and a starport. He is set for this game right now as he lands his third base. He's going to get ready to defend. And this medevac still just flying around, just seeing if he can do any more damage to add to these 28 drones he's already killed off. And just drop here, maybe not paying as much attention as he could be. Although that being said, he's actually with Stim now, trading very well against these Zerglings. So even as a couple more Marines die, there's a good job. The medevac being kept alive, and that's of course the main thing here. As Jungle King with this Viking still just kind of flying around a little bit, seeing what's up. Bunch more Marines coming out now, and with the first 2 medevacs actually popping out, or the second and third medevac I should say, popping out, he's actually going to move across the map and try and look to shut down some of the creeper spread here. 3 Banelings is morphing in, but 3 Banelings is not actually going to be enough to turn this around, and if this third medevac joins in the army, it doesn't look as though it will. It looks as though it's on the way back home. It could do quite a bit here, as this Viking's still yet to find a single kill on an Overlord. Scans should have been saved up at this point, and in fact there is one available at least, so he's going to be able to scan, clean up a fair amount of this creep. I mean, no Baneling speed, it's so hard. He targets down 1, 2, 3 Banelings. I think one of them did end up exploding. Medevac does actually come back to help out here, and in the end just picking up. He will get away with you know, a little bit. He'll get away with the medevacs, which is the most important thing, so just trading early on here in this game. +2 now on the way. Combat shield's about to finish. More Marines just stacking up at home, along with some mines. And, well, the first few meters are on the way out here for Mattis. So, we're going to see the Zerg player now start heading into some Mutalisks. He's going to be able to start shutting down these medevacs a little bit more. More than he has been up until now. A couple more Lings going down here. Picked up and now just going to drop into this expansion. He's even going to get 2 drone kills before picking up and leaving again. But now again, the Mutalisks are now here, and this is the point at which, you know, these medevacs can't really stick around and do what they've been doing up until now any further. Reinforcements are coming across here. Mattis turns around before it's too late, before he gets caught in the fire of the Marines. But it doesn't look as though our Terran player is actually going to commit too much further forward. It looks as though he's happy right now to just stick around and just you know, do whatever he feels is you know, stick around and just wait a little bit longer. They're certainly going to come over to the left hand side. More meters on the way up, and I mean the meter count is getting to be, you know, fairly dangerous here, but at the cost of not really having that many Banelings. He's only got 7 Banelings in total, and that means it's going to be very difficult to hold off these pushes like this. You know, it's you know, it takes a couple, you know, 7 Banelings could probably just about clean up a good chunk of this if the connections were good. It means he has no space to have any kind of bad connections at all. And look at this, Jungle King just pre-splitting here. And these realists be kind of being baited forwards. One maybe about to die to these Marines. They're just getting saved here. A lift up to the high ground, and this is of course a very abusive position which we see quite often on Deadwing. You know, in TVZ as Muta's flying forward here with Zergles. Not many Banelings left over, trying to help clean up. It looks as though the Terran army will be turned around, but the Zerg players just losing so much here. Still on the high ground is this group of Marines. He's killed off so many workers now, 41, 43, still rising here as Marines come to the middle of the map, going to pick off a couple of Mutalisks, and I mean these Marines are still damaging stuff over here, and there may be some more Overseers going down. 1, 2, 3 Overseers. You can get the other Overseer, that's going to be more resources having to be spent on that, and well, Matters is just actually going to call GG right there. That is game over. And new ErA Jungle King is going to take game number 2 for his team and put them up to a 2-0 advantage right at the start of this clan war. So Skillforge in a little bit of trouble here at the start of this series. We'll see how this is going to continue on as game number 3 will be coming up here very soon. I need to go get myself a drink, guys, so while I do that, I'm going to put on some music and take a quick commercial break. If you're enjoying the show, you can check out our website, SC2Improve.net, for more information on SC2Improve and stuff like that, or our Twitter at SC2_improve. Or you can check out our Facebook as well at facebook.com/SC2Improve, and we'll be back after this quick commercial break. Welcome back, guys, to SC2Improve Team League Season 3 First Division Qualifier. We're going into our next game here between Skillforge and New ErA GaminG. In the lower right hand corner from New ErA GaminG, it's Jungle King, the red Terran player who's put 2 points on the scoreboard for them so far. Doing a pretty good job. And in the upper left hand corner, the orange Protoss player from Skillforge. The next player out going to be Art, and he's opened up with 2 gases here in this PvT, so definitely the possibility to get a little bit aggressive if you would like to do so. So we'll see what happens as this game does begin. Reaper's on the way out here for Jungle King, nothing too surprising at all. Nice way to be able to scout early on, etc, 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 etc. So yeah, guys, how's everyone in the chat doing? Gonna have a bit of a slow start here, it would seem. Although that being said, there's actually a pylon coming up to the bottom left hand corner, which means we're going to see a little bit of proxy action, and most likely going to be a very quick Stargate here from our Protoss player. So Art, can he? What can he do with this? You know, of course, he's probably going to get an Oracle out, almost 100%. That's going to be the case. And what how much damage is he going to be able to do with that Oracle? We'll have to wait and see as this probe actually escapes up to the top side and makes another pylon. Wow, what's the other pylon for? Is he going to try and hide something else after this? Reaper's on the way into the main base. I mean, the Mothership Core will be able to help deflect this, and the Reaper actually turns away before even taking a shot here. As that, that Stargate's still on the way up. There's only a single pylon in the main. If the Reaper was able to identify that, I mean, immediately you would see that, you would probably see him scouting around for the proxy. He'd probably be able to put 2 and 2 together and say, right, so you're going for something weird. Now, I still don't quite understand this. The Reaper does get in here, and he will get behind the mineral line, and perhaps even see a little bit more. Oh, the Reaper just going to get away on 4 HP, and I guess he doesn't see the top side of the space, so he doesn't know everything just yet, but it's enough to make him a little bit cautious, and he's going to go and try and spot around a little bit. This first Oracle on the way, 2 extra barracks being added on here. 2 Marines are currently sat in the main base, but that's not going to be enough to turn around a Oracle. There's a bunker on the way, but that won't really cover this side of the mineral line as well, so kind of intriguing as we have a Twilight Council to follow this up here from Art. He's going to throw this down, and we'll see what the next step from this will be. I mean, maybe a Dark Shrine, or maybe just go straight into Blink. There's, there's a couple of different options there. Coming in, he's going to shut down the barracks building, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 Marines dead. And actually, Jungle King in a little bit of trouble here. Bunker does finish, but the Marines don't get in it. And, well, if only he'd made a second Oracle, there's be a bunch of bunch more dead SCVs here. As already quite a lot of damage is being done. This Oracle can get out of there as it runs out of energy. 3 extra gateways on the way, so it's going to be a Blink all in to finish this off, or to follow this up. And with this Oracle, he can get high ground vision. So this is actually a little bit scary right now for our Terran player, because he took a lot of damage here very early. A fair few workers went down. A lot of his Marines, a lot of his early army as well. So it's kind of hard to say how exactly this is going to go. 4-gate Blink is on the way. I mean, again, it's such a strong build. That Oracle's going to be absolutely critical. A bunker being added on the front here. Jungle King, he seems to have a feeling that something strange is coming his way right now, because he's lifted his expansion up in towards his main base, and he's adding on a second bunker as well. But that isn't going to protect him on this left-hand side if the if we see a blink in here, another Marine going down and another SCV as well. I don't think it's clicked to him at all that this could just simply be in blink all in. I think that's the last thing he's expecting. I think he's actually expected a bunch of Void Rays coming his way alongside a bunch of gateways, so this is not looking good for him at all right now. He scans, he sees 4 gateways, so I mean he's going to be thinking to himself, haha, you know, I've got this, I've got the front, but in all honesty, he doesn't have it at all because the Stalkers are going to come in from the left-hand side and he's just not prepared for it at all. Another turret coming up again. I think he thinks this is just going to be a Void Ray gateway all in. But it's not. It's going to be the blink and it's the last thing he's expecting right now. One more warp in surely of Stalkers and then we're going to be going. As I think Stim's going to fall because it's pretty close to the edge of the base here. And these Stalkers, one more warping in. Blink is a couple of seconds away. The time for Art to strike is pretty much now. The Oracle will be... I mean, the Oracle has to stay back because it has to stay in a defensive position. And here we go, the blink in, and the Stim pack is gonna fall. So Stim already delayed, and you could say that this has already pretty much won at this point now. As Marines are going to chase right to the edge, but the Oracle goes down. So no more blinks into the main. That's a pretty big loss here. He'll have to remake another Oracle if he wants to do this. There's 2 bunkers at this front door, so I mean, it's kind of risky for him to come up here. But that being said, there's no SCVs to actually sit and repair. So he's just going to come up here. He's actually just going to trade shields for a supply depot. And still just warping in Stalkers. Not another Oracle on the way just yet here. As the SCV is going to help repair up. Still no kind of defense over on this side. I guess he doesn't need it if there's no high ground vision. Oh, the Mothership Core is on the way over. That's what he's waiting for. The Mothership Core coming across here to help him get into this main base once again. So, wow, I actually kind of like Art's position right now. Jungle King is supply blocked actually. He is not able to make a Marauder, which he's trying to make right now. He's in a lot of trouble here, and this Mothership Core will allow access into this high ground once again. And, I mean, Stim's non-existent right now. It's only just been started up again. There's going to be Time Warp available too, so SCVs are going to take a long time to come and join the fight. You know, it's not going to be a good scenario here. Bunker being salvaged on the right-hand side, I mean, it's not going to be that useful in that over there anyway. But, I mean, here we go, the army coming up here. Is the Time Warp here, surely, on the Marines? Yes, it is. So SCVs coming in to help out. Another Time Warp coming down as well. The Mothership Core may fall. Okay, he's not going to let it happen this time. Art, with a pretty well thought out build, he's going to take down Jungle King here and take his team into a 2-1 score, which is a little bit better than being 2-0 down. So he's done what he needed to do. He pulled out what was needed, and GG called. Art takes the victory to put the team to a 2-1 score. So Skillforge still in this right now. As I update the scoreboard and bring you guys back into the proper screen. There we go. Art bringing a map back here for Skillforge, and New Era Gaming going to be having to be picking the next player in the next map here in a few moments time. Of course, they've got a pretty strong roster. They've got Risk in the chat here right now as the next GM player for them. So we'll see if that's what they're going to decide to do, and see if that's who they're going to send out here, guys. We'll be back in a few moments with this next game. Don't go too far. This is SC2ITL Qualifier, and we'll be back. Alright, guys, we're back and going into game number 4 now of this best of 7 all kill. It's going to be a PvP as Risk comes out for New Era Gaming. The opportunity to take New Era up to a 3-1 advantage. The opportunity to take them on to match point here in this best of 7 all kill. Again, a very important match here today. The win, the winner of today does move on into the first division, which is much better than having to play in the second division. We're waiting for Art to ready on up. In the chat, we've actually got Kiara Mitaro 14 saying ErA forever. So, guys, if you are cheering for a certain team here today, do let us know. You know, the more kind of stuff we get like that, the more fun it is to cast and stuff. So, do let us know. We've been going for 3 hours already. 3 hours? Yeah, 3 hours already. This is our second match of the day. We've got at least 1 more to come. Well, there's 2 more to do, but they kind of overlap, so we're probably only going to do 1 more best of 7 after this. As kind of waiting for people to ready up. Waiting for Art to get ready here to go into this game. It's going to be a PvP. We'll see what he wants to decide to do in this game. As we wait to see. He has the opportunity to equal up the series for his team right now. Just waiting for stuff to happen. People to get invited here. Well, not invited, but waiting for art to ready up. Just waiting for art still. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, they're ready. And we're going in game right now. Just close a couple of windows here so you can see what's actually going on. Alright, so we're loading up into this game. This next map of the best map 4 now of this best of 7 all kill of the qualifier here. So let's put stuff up. 2-1 is the score, and actually let's swap the players around. Let's go in game. Okay guys, welcome to SC2 Improve Team League. The official season starts 1 week tomorrow on the 8th of September. The 8th of September is the day to come. Well, probably won't actually have any matches on the 8th of September because that's the first day teams will probably start organising matches. Probably see some matches later in that week though, which should be great. It's always good to, you know, get the matches rolling, get the game started, get the league started, get the season going, get everyone hyped. I love doing SC2ITL, it's so awesome. SC2ITL America's been great as well. Been casting a bunch of them matches also on the channel, of course, during the American time zones. So yeah, let's see what happens here in this game as we actually have a gateway coming down here straight away for Risk. He's popping his gateway down and getting ready to go here in this game. So Risk is the, sorry, did I even introduce these players? Risk is the yellow Protoss player in the bottom right hand corner from New Year game. I'm getting just sidetracked in my own head. And the Protoss player in the upper right hand corner is the orange Protoss player from Skillforge. It's Art. So, interested to see what these guys are going to get up to. Just a single cast on the side of the map for Risk. And still just a single gas with only 2 workers in it, only just putting, okay, he actually just took one out to pull the side of the next call, but still only 1 gas is kind of interesting. I mean, it means 1 of 2 things usually, you know, fast gateway pressure and only gateway pressure, or fast expansion. Now, Art's going to come in here, he has decided to scout here on Nimbus, and he's going to see, Rail, you've got a fair amount of Corona Boost stacked up, and you only have 1 gas, so what are you trying to do here? I mean, it's definitely true that he does have a lot of Corona Boost kind of just stacked up, waiting to be used. He's probably going to use it on this warp gate. I mean, I can't imagine what else he would want to use it on. The first Zealot's actually even going to come out here. I'm going to start chasing this probe around. He does just Corona Boost warp gate as soon as that Cyber Core finishes. So, kind of an interesting start, but Art gets some pretty nice information. He sees that, you know, warp gate is being Corona Boosted. The potential for an attack to come his way is there. Starts up a Mothership Core in response, and that's interesting too. I mean, Risk hasn't started his Mothership Core just yet. Wow, Art actually goes for Twilight Council. I wonder if he's just going to try and rush out DTs. If he rushes out DTs and there's no detection from Risk, which is unlikely to be because he's only on single gas, then that could be interesting. But will he have enough time to actually get DTs up and on the map? That's going to be the real question as well, as 2 extra gateways now come down. I mean, this is definitely just going to be some straight up, you know, pure aggression out of our yellow Protoss player. Unless he's just going to try and get a blink, which I is even more far-fetched, surely. Mothership Core only on 70 energy right here. Warp gate to over halfway done. In fact, really far done. In fact, like almost 75% of the way done, as Art does throw down that Dark Shrine. So this is his plan. His plan is to wait. Is it going to get spotted? The Twilight Council already spotted here. This is kind of a weird opening as the Stalker has to retreat. The Zealot's doing a little bit of damage. In fact, it's just a probe left there now. Is this probe, like, is that still Zealot doing damage? Wow, it is. 3 kills, and oh no, now this Stalker's in a little bit of trouble. I'm not sure if Risk can actually take it down. He did probably see the Dark Shrine, right? No, he didn't. He didn't see the Dark Shrine, but he saw the Twilight. So he just starts up a robo facility, and I mean, that's kind of all he needs to make sure this game doesn't end nastily from DTs. So the surprise has kind of been spoiled here. Nice little pick off there by Art. He picks off 1 Stalker for free. He's waiting as long as possible to pop through an overcharge to try and trap some units in this. He gets a good few free shots off on this Stalker of his opponent as well. And in fact, he might even pick off another Stalker here. It's going to go very, very low. The Zealots turn around to fight, but too late. The Stalker falls. And Risk has taken so many losses here against Art and his opening. An Observer on the way. Pylon's already finished. Dark Shrine is about to come out here too. And, well, Pylon actually just gets cancelled here at the top of the ramp. Not sure whose pylon that was. There's one DT going to warp in and come in this direction. The other DT warping in at home for defense. And this Observer is here. And I mean, a Stalker will very slowly take this DT down. The probes actually having to be pulled here to deal with it. Not target firing the probes though. Actually, the Stalker might die to this DT if it's not careful. He's going to have to micro that very well. It's getting close over here. At the same time, DT's hunting down units on this side of the map. Mothership Core is out, so this DT will fall. But these DTs in the end for Art have are actually going to be able to finish things up for him. He's going to be able to clean this all up and push this fight back. And now he's going to expand. And this wasn't the way I was expecting this game to go initially, especially once the Robo Facility came down. Thought it may have been a bit of an easier hold for Risk, but I mean, I guess if the Robo Facility hadn't come down, then he wouldn't have been able to survive at all. He would have been just completely dead right now, which wouldn't have been fun to watch. It would have been a little bit of a letdown. So, waiting for the next real moves to be made in this game. It's going to be a Robo Facility on the way for Art, while actually Risk goes into Twilight Council of their own. So now they are mimicking each other and mimicking each other's earlier tech choices right now, as this Twilight and Robo come up on either side, and the Forge going to come up as well here for Art, as he's going to start investing in them upgrades. Of course, upgrades are so important in the PvP in any mirror matchup, really. If you can get an advantage with the upgrades, it opens so many timings for you to try and hit against your opponent, to try and finish off the game, or to do some decent damage. And if you get an advantage in upgrades, and you can move across the map and go for a little bit of a timing, if you can do that, then you then have the possibility to just, even if you don't kill your opponent, you can pick off a base and further increase your leads. So an upgrade advantage can lead to many things, as the Nexus is finished on either side of the map here. Rope Prism on the way for Art. Has he got an Observer out? Because there is a Dark Shrine on the way for Risk, and no, he doesn't, not just yet. So Dark Shrine's going to try and come in here and add on a little bit more extra damage done. So, we'll see how successful this is going to be, and we'll see how successful the Dark Shrine of Risk is going to be. I mean, it's going to be pretty good if no Observer is made. Going to get at least a few worker kills with that. So we'll see here very soon. It's going to be an Immortal on the way out actually from Art, so he's not going to have detection here for a little while, and that could definitely hurt him, as he is going to head towards the Natural here to try and take down his opponent's economy a little bit further. As Warp Prism from Risk coming in as well. And I'm going to start taking down a couple of probes here and there. Adding on a Zealot as well. There's actually not that much of an army actually here for... oh my god, there it is. There's the DTs. I didn't realize the DTs were coming in as well there. I thought it was Zealots opening the DTs. It was actually the DTs. And now an Observer starts in the production tab. But it's going to be a little while before it is finished up here. And we'll see what... I think he's just going to keep these DTs near his Warp Prism so he can keep them alive. Art is about to come into the Natural with his own Warp Prism. He's got DT position ready to go into the main base as well. Gets a pylon, picks up and gets out of there with everything. DT now in the Natural. It's going to start slicing away at some workers as well. 2 kills already as the DT starts to come towards the main, and it's going to be a perfect timing as this little bit of an army starts to run away as well. And this DT should just still get into this Warp Prism. Oh no, he turns around. He should still get away, as this DT in the main base is starting to swipe away at things as well. There's 4 probes killed on him. And, well, this is kind of just DT wars right now. And it's actually Art who's getting the better advantage of it. He's got 6 worker advantage overall, as this DT is going to try and escape, but he just gets caught by the last blast of a foe and overcharge. Art's just going to sit in this Natural here, scared that that Warp Prism is going to come back. He's been back in once again to the Natural of his opponent, but there's the Warp Prism, so the Warp Prism's actually come all the way back home. You can see a cannon being added on. As DT is going to drop down here, and probes are getting taken down. Ooh, just not taken down there in the end. So a couple of probes go down. Warp Prism's going to back away, and Art is going to just chill out for now. So I'm going to start taking down this pylon. Warp Prism getting chased away again. I mean, look at the upgrade advantage that Art actually has established for himself here. He's actually going into Colossus production as well. He's got +2 halfway done. +1's not even finished yet here for Risk, so I get the feeling that Risk's early aggression, it hasn't worked out the way he expected it to, and because it hasn't worked out the way he wanted it to, Art even keeping the pylon alive here. It's pretty nice, and this DT can chase down the Zealot over time. We'll get one more hit, and then maybe one more here. Ooh, he's going to use the Warp Prism, just boost it along. Okay, Zealot's going to get away. I feel like Risk's early aggression didn't quite work out, and now he doesn't. Well, now he's just kind of ended up kind of behind in the macro game, because he's behind in upgrades, he's behind in Colossus production because his rubber bay is only just about to finish. You know, he just seems to have ended up behind in every kind of way possible right now. Both players still with units kind of split around. A ton of gateways on the way up here. It looks as though Art, you know, either he's going to take a very safe third base, or he's going to commit towards making an attack towards his opponent to try and end this game very soon. With a couple of Colossi, maybe 3 Colossi, move across the map and just go for it. He still has this Warp Prism with a DT inside of it. And, you know, just, it's so frustrating. Just as he moves away here, with, you know, just as he moves away from the army, the Warp Prism comes in. It forces user photon overcharge. We'll deflect that Warp Prism for now. No real damage taken on either side, as Warp Prism going to actually head up the right hand side for Risk. So Risk heading up this right hand side, going to come in towards his natural, and he might be able to get, if he warps in enough, he should be able to shut down this cannon quite easily. Looks as though Art hasn't realised just yet that that Warp Prism was there, but Warp Prism actually just turns away. Third base on the way up for Art, so it's just going to be a safe third base that he's going to try and take. He could still, I mean, he can still try and move across the map here. You know, he's got a lot of production to do that with. And while he moves across the map, takes on an observer, I mean, he can just fall back on his third base afterwards if necessary. He's got a lot of energy on his mothership core, so he can use a recall and a time warp if he would like to. This Warp Prism is going to be able to act as a reinforcing pylon. As Who's State Phoenix is going to come around and scout out what's going on. He's going to see the army. He's going to see he has a pretty significant Colossus advantage. I mean, the single Archon is not going to make too much of a difference, as I think accidentally loading into the Warp Prism there. A couple of Archons morphing in for Art here as well, so it's time to pretty much go for this. As, is he going to drop Archons into this natural expansion? No, he was just kind of misclicking as well a little bit. Okay, kind of funny. 2 Colossi against 3, so Art, if he wants to go for this, now's the time. Now's the time when he has this advantage. Don't think he's got quite as many Zealots as his opponent, though. He's actually down. He's got almost no Zealots. He needs a big warping of those to really help him out here. And I don't think he's got any Immortals either in this army. No, he doesn't. So, yeah, I actually don't really know if he's going to be able to do too well here. There's so many Zealots for Risk to tank with, but the Time Warps are great, and the Zealots are actually stuck very much so behind the army. The Archon's getting to the front here for Art as well, and he's actually going to push through. The upgrades are even, so that's not going to play much of a role here, but Art just seems to have too much. As he's pushing through, he's done a fair amount of damage here, and he will actually now move over to start attacking this third base. Warp Prism needs to get into warping mode and start, you know, adding on some reinforcements here. I feel a few extra Zealots would definitely not go amiss. And there we have it, a few Zealots starting to warp in. The Colossi going to try and get some free shots onto them. It's actually some DTs warping in as well right now. One of them morphing into an Archon. As these Colossi, with this extended thermal lance, is going to be shredding away here. But now actually it's Art who's being chased away. Their extra Zealots coming in for Risk is able to turn this around, and he actually loses a Colossus there at the end of the battle. Both these guys ended up on pretty similar supplies around the 90 mark. And Risk continuing to just Chrono Boost the Nexus here. As some more Zealots get warped in. +3 on the way for Risk as well. +3, has it finished or has it been picked off or something? Has he cancelled it? No, it's actually finished here for Art, so this +3 still ahead of his opponent. Now would be a great time to, attack again. But will he risk attacking again after that attack in the end? It didn't end as nicely as you would have maybe hoped. He did lose Colossus, so he was lucky to get away with other three that were there, or over 2 that were there. A couple of DTs warping into an Archon. As it looks as though Risk is on the other side of the map, thinking about maybe going for something, but in the end he's decided nope, not worthwhile. So he's just going to back off from here instead. And we've got quite a lengthy PvP on our hands, in fact. So we're about to hit the 20-minute mark. It could go on for quite a while yet because neither player is going to be able to rush to head into the other player's army. And there's so much of an advantage gained by being the player who just doesn't attack into the other here in this matchup. The War Prisms are still going to be a key factor in this. I think War Prisms to continue harassing the expansions are going to be huge. I mean, a warping of 8 Zealots here could probably take down a Nexus. You're going to see 3 Zealots warped in. It's actually going to be Risk who's moving across the map here. Maybe looking to try and end this game. His +3 is just finished. +1 armor maybe about to come in. Armor not as important as attack. And well, there's not that many Zealots here for Art. But the first shot's going off and Risk feeling like, no, now is not the time to go for this. So he's just going to fall back once again. And Art just left standing at his third base as Risk seemed to be the more confident player right now. Art dropping into the third base though. Forcing a recall actually from Risk to come all the way back home. War Prism will probably get picked off here. It's actually going to start getting away. Will it get all the way away? There's nothing that shoots up. I guess not. This War Prism stays alive, which is kind of nice, and Art's actually going to use this opportunity to begin moving out on the map. Now, I could maybe go back in with that War Prism right now, although he looks as though he wants to use it to help warp in reinforcements here for this attack, which is coming in at the front. And Risk is going to see that this army is here, so this could be the big battle we've been waiting for right now. As a couple more Archons get joined in. I mean, there's still quite a few more Archons for Risk than there is for Art. 4th base is spotted here, and that's going to get denied pretty quickly if Art wants to deny it. He's opening a couple more Zealots, getting ready to go for this. He's going to engage just on this top side, but he takes a couple of free shots on his Archons. Not the best way to start this fight, and there's still so many Zealots here for Risk. Able to just come in, and again, they're just going to be so tanky. As Colossi takes some free shots, this first Colossi looks as though he might fall. Here we go, this is going to be the fight. As Archons and Zealots coming on either side, it looks as though neither player has any Zealots left after the initial fight here. Some Zealots warp in for Art, they're going to start coming forward. He's lost his Archons. There's a couple of Archons left over here for Risk. There's a couple more Colossi for Art, but not for too long, as a War Prism is going to try and save them. But all of them go down, and Art actually gets destroyed here in this fight. Risk, it's going to be the player who can move on forward, move across this map and chase down this War Prism and maybe even go for the kill if he would like to. He's going to save his third base first, and I think now's the time where you should go for a counterattack. When you win a fight like that, there's no reason at all for you to delay, just moving across the map and going for a victory. But that being said, he's playing very defensively. He's just waiting around, he's in no rush, and he's just going to wait for a little bit longer here. Alright, so Risk going to wait a bit longer, but I mean his advantage is undeniable. 50 supply up, and I mean the real difference was he just seemed to have so many. I don't know, I mean I think it may have just been the extra couple of Archons he had, because he didn't have as many Colossi, but just in general he had a couple, you know, he had a few more Zealots, so he lasted a little bit longer with them tanking, and then, you know, he had a little bit longer with the Archons tanking, and in the end that was able to allow him to pick off the Colossi of his opponent. Moving across the map right now, I mean this could be the end of the game, as I mean there's not that much left over for Art. He's warping in a couple more Zealots and some more another Archon. DT's here actually maybe going to make Risk reassess his situation in this game, because he doesn't have a observer nearby, it would seem. These Dark Templar are going to turn away though, and they're not going to commit onto this army for too much longer for now. High Templar being warped in, it's probably to maybe go for a fade back on the Mothership Core. You know, quite common when you see a single Templar warped in, just to wait, just that it's going to be for the feedback on the Mothership Core. Otherwise, I mean, you know, you'd probably want to warp it into the Archon straight away, so that's ready as soon as you need it. As Risk going to just come back home here right now. He's just kind of regrouping and making sure his 4th base is okay, and now he's going to go once again. It's one of them weird scenarios, as everything's kind of grouping up in the middle. Art looking as though he is going to come over here as well. He wants to try and establish his 4th base, but I mean, with this army position from Risk, he kind of can't. I mean, it's pretty much impossible for him to be able to come forward here. Now, this is a nice little attack from Art. It is going to force like maybe a recall here, as or just a warp in maybe. I mean, there's actually a couple of cannons, and the Zealots are going to protect them cannons for a little bit longer to help against the DTs, and In fact, that's going to be all it needs to shut this down. GT gets caught here as well, and it looks as though Risk has had enough. He wants to end this game right now. He's going to be smart about it once again, though. He's just going to move over and take down a cannon over here, start taking down the third base. And Art has to realize here he has to move forward, but he's down on Colossi, he's down on Archons, he's down on Zealots. What can he possibly do? And look at this Art. Risk isn't even really taking the fight, he's just keeping on retreating. Now he's going to turn around and fight these Zealots for what they are. And, well, the Zealots will die, the Archons are going to be next, the Colossi will soon to follow. And he's going to recall? What? He comes over here because he needs to, I guess he's just trying to defend his fourth base, but I mean, he's just killed off his opponent's third. He has the opportunity to finish off his opponent's army. I mean, he could have killed off all the Colossi there, recalled, re-established his own fourth base while his opponent's only re-establishing a third base. Like, it doesn't really make sense. Warp Prism for Art, still trying to do some more damage. He's warping in a Stalker here. Try and do whatever he can. There's Colossi and Archons coming in towards the main base. Single Stalker's not actually going to end up doing all too much. And, well, Art's actually now in the middle of the map. This is spotted by Risk, and he looks as though he's happy to come forward for the engagement. Archons are on the other side of the tower than, compared to the Colossi, and not a great start. The Archon just getting away on 3-8 points. But Zealot Charge will come up, and that'll be able to allow him to catch that Archon here. And this army is just getting cut off. There's no retreat path for it. It's being completely surrounded from all sides. And oh dear, Ard is going to lose his last few Colossi. And as these last few Colossi fall, I mean, that's pretty much it, I think. I mean, the game, I think, was over a couple of minutes ago at least. But Risk has been taking his time and ending it. He actually, once again, lets these Colossi live. He's more interested in just denying the base than anything else. So he'll deny the base, pick up a couple of assimilators once again, and surely now move forward and just kill off the Colossus. There's nothing left for him to wait for, right? Like, he gains nothing by waiting any longer. Full and overcharge used, he's still just waiting. Playing so cautiously. I mean, an important game, of course. I mean, to win this, you're on match point. Doesn't want to throw it away for no reason, so he's just being very cautious. He's actually even starting up Tempests here, while adding on more Colossus. It's well, it's kind of crazy really, as this army comes forward, and this is going to be it surely, as this army commits onto this army of Art. Throwing overcharge is actually still up, but Art's just going GG. He's not even going to wait for the full fight. Game is over, and Risk takes New ErA Gaming to a 3-1 scoreline with the possibility to move on through into the round, the first division, with one more map win here today against Skillforge. Now I have to imagine the last player from Skillforge will be Senin. We'll find out though after this quick commercial break, guys. If you're enjoying the show, hit the follow button into game number 5 between Skillforge and New ErA Gaming. We're going to jump into this game right now. It's going to be on Catalina for ZVP, and it is going to be Senin, the final player coming out here for Skillforge. Let's jump on into the game. In the left-hand position on Catalina, in 9 o'clock location, it's Senin, the green Zerg player. The ace player here for Skillforge, their final hope. Can he make it happen? Can he do this? Those are all the questions being asked right now. His opponent is in the lower right hand corner. It's the yellow Protoss player from New ErA Gaming. One map victory here sends them straight into the first division of the SC2 Improved Team League Season 3. And that's of course what they're all playing for this weekend. In the lower right hand corner it is Risk. Who is out there in the chat? Who is alive? Is anyone there? You guys alive, or are you not? If you guys out there in the chat, say hello. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know if you're enjoying the show. Let us know who you're looking forward to. Let us know if you're cheering for Skillforge or New ErA Gaming. Let us know if you're waiting for APSC2 and E-Star to take on E-Super later. Let us know what you guys are waiting for. Let us know what you guys are hoping to see here today, as we head into this 5th game, as we get everything set up and we're just waiting for the players to start making their first moves. As I actually have a Stalker being chrono boosted out here by our Protoss player. He's already got a Zealot out. Fastest play right now from Senin. Yet to throw down his extractor. He's actually going to be playing a free hatch build. And he's also going to be building a second gateway. Intriguing. Is he just going to 4-gate? Senin immediately he turns around with this drone and doesn't actually build the third base when he sees the second gateway on the way up. So he realizes that some form of aggression is most likely coming his way. So he thinks twice about actually continuing on with his original plan here of just playing greedily. Extractor's going to come down instead, and well, let's wait and see what happens next. As the Nexus is on the way down for Risk here. He's just walled off with that second gateway, and well, we'll see what he wants to do. I mean, warp gates are well on the way for him, so he could go for an attack if he wanted to. I suppose a fairly quick attack. He doesn't have any probe out on the map. The Zerglin coverage is pretty good here from Senin, able to keep eyes on you know, anything leaving the base and spotting for any expansions for later in the game. And it's just going to be a Twilight Council from Risk here. So throwing down the Twilight Council, we'll see what he's going to be able to do with this. See what exactly he's going to try and get up to. I mean, Blink, very fast DTs, both possibilities. Smoke Crawler is actually on the way down here for Senin, so he's a little bit concerned about what exactly is coming his way too. And very interesting. I mean, if it's going to be Blink, it's going to just be a straight up kind of 7-gate, you know, Blink, you know, nothing else. There's not going to be any, it's going to be Blink. It's not going to be any upgrades at all. It's going to be straight up kind of 7, maybe even 8-gate Blink. So yeah, I mean, he's only on 2 gases, waiting to head across the map here and just probably set up a pylon and get ready to start making some units and being aggressive, I guess, because that Blink is on the way right now. Extra gators are starting to finish up here. We're going to have what? That's going to be bring us up to 6 in total right now. So are we going to see one more? Or are we just going to stop it right here? Oh, Senin with the scout straight into the main base. Sees exactly what is going on with this Overlord. He's going to know exactly what's happening. He knows what's taking place. And so he's just like, whoa. Well, that's not good. So he knows exactly what's on his way right now. He's on 38 drones, and it looks as though he's going to cut drones right now and start already making some Zerglins. He's got his Roadhorn on the way down, so his Roaches will be on the way here very soon as well. These gateways are all going to be finishing up. It's 7 gateways in total. Blink's on the way, and Stalkers are starting to be warped in as he moves out of his base. A couple of things getting picked off here already. Probe going to come back and block the wall with a pylon. And Risk going to start heading out on this map. It's time to start setting up these pylons. Probably going to set this pylon over here. Nice place to be able to warp in from. As these Stalkers are going to find themselves up against a fair few Zerglins here right at the start of this, of this move out. And these Zerglins forcing a couple of force fields, which is nice. 8 Roaches now on the way. I mean, Senin, he did cut them drones. He's cut on 38 drones. So he's looking for a way to basically just be able to mass units and just kill off his opponent like this. As Risk, his Blink is about to finish up here. In fact, his Blink has finished up here. Has he lost his probe? Did he lose his probe? Stemlings? Oh, wow. Okay, well that's kind of painful. That's really painful, in fact. It's, that's awful. I mean, now he has to give up on his attack basically, and he's kind of stuck on 7-gate Blink with nothing else. His opponent already going into more drones. He's just added on his extra assimilators and got into a forge and a robo facility. But I mean, our Zerg player starting up roach speed, just going to drone like crazy now, knowing his opponent isn't actually going to attack him, at least not yet. And I wonder what's next. Maybe just get 3 Immortals plus 1 and go with a kind of big Immortal bust. Could just try and take a third base, I guess. He's got an okay-ish kind of army to take a third base with, as Zerg is moving forward, looking as though he may want to come in for a fight here. Maul's going to start up. I mean, Maul's going to be a good way to take down these Roaches, and a Robo Bay on the way. Of course, Colossi going to be the next step in the game, but a Spire already on the way down here for Senin. He's thinking ahead, and he's looking for either the Mutalist Tech Switch or maybe just anticipating the Colossi and anticipating that he might just need some Corruptors to clean them up. As my Facebook is open. What is my Facebook open for? How's my Facebook been open all this time? Excuse me. Some Stalkers being warped in here. And it looks as though he does want to move over to try and take a third base. Some Lings kind of lead in the way of these roaches. Senin has not too much gas actually banked up for this Spire finishing. So we'll see what he makes from this. Couple of Immortals out right here. Is he just going to go straight into the Mutalisks? I get the feeling it's probably the best choice, but again, he may not do it just yet. He may just wait a little while until all of his gas is done and then just make them all at the same time. The Protoss player actually extending onto the creepy here on the left hand side. Has he made a Warp Prism? No. His robot base finished, so it's time to go into Colossi if he wants to. Zergons are going to hit the kind of brick wall at the front here, and in fact they have to be a little bit careful because they will all get trapped here if he's not careful, but he will find a way out to the left hand side. Stalker's blinking forward here, and forcing these Lings to continue retreating. Pylon taken down, and I mean, what's Risk going to do? I mean, he just waits and waits. Now he throws down a third base at the 12:30 mark. I mean, I guess it could be later, but Mutalisk's now on the way. We don't even see +2 starting up for a Protoss player. I mean, he's starting up a Stargate, so he's getting ready to counter these Mutas, but +2 only just starting now. The third base much later than you would usually want it if you're just going for kind of a third base with the blink and the +2. You know, nothing's coming together here for Risk. It's all kind of all over the place. It's been, you know, he's been kind of set up, staged up, you know, made a fool of, because he lost his probe when he was going for an initial all-in. 5 spine crawlers on the way in case this all-in does actually still come towards him. And while he's going into these Mutalisks, the Mutas now coming down the left-hand side of the map. They're going to look to, I mean, probably just hit the third base when he sees the armies here, go straight to the natural. You know, single cannon's not going to be enough to really defend over there. So these Mutas, here they go, going to start hitting on this third base here, all these Stalkers. One Muta will go down here, and second Muta as well. Muta's now in on this third base, going to start taking down this cannon. Defense sweep up the Guardian Shield, knowing that it's probably the best thing it can do right now. Throwing overcharge being used as well. These initial Mutalisks are actually taking a lot of damage. There's not too, you know, a lot of them have actually died off here already. As this Stalkers blink forward, and more Mutas are actually falling here. At the same time, though, a huge attack onto the third base, and Risk hasn't left anything behind to be able to deal with this, although he could still take down the rest of this army here, as he could set up the force seals, but his sentries aren't close enough. Muta's coming back into the main base here once again, just going to keep on picking away at these workers. Risk supply blocked right now. Senin looking as though he's doing a pretty good job so far. Getting turned away by this army once again. And Risk is going to kind of just sit here. Ling's coming forward and going to go for the surround. Going to wrap around the entirety of this army. Well, Time Warp actually being used to try and help out. Muta's coming in from behind just to help out as well. But there's so many Zerglings. Surely there's no way that these Stalkers alone will be able to do it. Although that being said, I mean, they are actually starting to win out in this fight. +2 is not even finished yet. The majority of Mutas have gone down. 36 more Lingers on the way. I guess Risk just goes for a big counterattack now. He's even got some units left at his natural, which he's not brought just yet. He needs to hit that select all army button and just go with absolutely everything right now. He's actually got a Warp Prism here in the main base too. Not sure if that's actually been used for too much just yet. He will be able to warp in from this. Some Hydras are on the way. Hydras going to make a big difference to this. Some Zealots may be nice just to help tank, especially against especially considering the Zerglings out here. And well, this Grand Army is upgraded from Senin. Is he in trouble to this attack? Lings are starting to come forward here. They're ready to come in from the right hand side. In fact, coming in from every side. As all these Stalkers going to be enough. The Hydras are here as well. He needs to kind of blink away. He needs to move back a little bit. Phoenix could help out a lot because the Phoenixes could come in and lift up the Hydralisks and really shut down the number of Hydras that there are. This isn't over just yet, but then again, Risk is backing out of this, so it looks as though he's not going to continue. Senin just moving down this left hand side. Couple of creep teamers getting cleaned up here, and yeah, these units are just actually going to all back off. They're going to get away, and they're just going to say no, thank you. We're done. That's it for us for now. Senin here is getting ready to go with the majority of his army. I mean, Risk looking as though he's just going to try and re-establish a third base again, but I mean, Senin's just had too much of an economy for so long. And it's going to be the units just coming in and, well, either cancelling the third base or killing the army. It's going to be one or the other, if not both. And as the Phoenix continue to come forward here. I mean, things look good for a little while here for Risk. I mean, he looked as though he was actually trading really well against the army, but he just didn't have quite enough to push through and really make that matter. And now this army is going to come in from 2 different angles and just shut this down and say goodbye. Goodbye, Risk. And the score in this game series will be 3-2. And, well, I just take down this base once again. Not even a cancel here. And some more zealots are going to get taken down. Hydra picked up, taken down as well. But, I mean, Risk just kind of still waiting, still just sitting around and waiting for his death to come. I mean, 12 Corruptors actually on the way just to deal with the Colossi. I mean, they'll be able to take down the Phoenix as well. And, you know, once they go down, the Hydras are pretty much all that's needed to finish things off because they've got such a huge DPS output. And, I mean, standing behind this just continues to take bases. He takes a hive as well. You know, in his head, all he needs to do is keep maxing out, keep trading well, you know, not run into a bunch of force fields and move command into an army, and he'll be fine. I mean, Risk, I don't know what he's thinking. Probably, like, if I just keep holding on, maybe I can get a death ball and just hope with one A move I can take this. Which, I mean, it isn't too bad of a bet. He is a Protoss player. You know, I mean, the Protoss army is very strong when it gets to that death ball stage, so he has to be very careful about whether he does, you know, Sennen does have to be very careful if that Protoss army does continue to build up here, just in case he does get that one mega engagement with the best force fields around. Still getting picked off here. The zoning position to come in towards the natural now, and the Corruptors are here this time to help out, and they're just going to lead the charge actually. I'm going to throw down some corruption as well, I'm sure, to help things to go, and well, the first Colossus falls pretty quickly. The Phoenix are going to fall pretty quickly too. The Hydras are going to help out. If Colossus actually comes in from the right hand side, that's not going to last too long at all. The Phoenix are taken out, and Colossus again, it doesn't last long at all. And half the supply of his opponent, Risk, has no option now other than to type out GG and admit his defeat here in this game. Although that being said, he's actually starting to continue to get through these Hydras, but I just don't think there's enough here in the end. There's just a few too many to keep on cleaning things up. I mean, maybe with another warping he can do something. The reinforcements, a ton of Zerglings just coming south across the map again. I mean, if this isn't the nail in the coffin, well, this is. As these Zerglings come in, these Stalkers are on such low HP, they're not going to be able to escape from this one. There's that GG, and Sennen takes game number 5 to bring us to a 3-2 scoreline. Skillforge still in this, still having their hopes alive here. Will Sennen be able to close this out? Will he be able to take us to our second ace match of the day? That's my next question. I guess if he can, that'd be pretty cool. If we go to 3-3 for the second time today. So, yeah. What more can I say? Quick commercial break, guys. When we come back, Game 6. New ErA Gaming now only have 2 chances to, what was originally 3 chances, now only 2 to finish off this series and move into the first division. Guys, welcome back to game number 6 between Skillforge and New ErA Gaming. And we're going to be going into this next game right about now for this qualifier. Again, New ErA Gaming is still on match point here. A victory will secure them a place in the first division for Season 3. And of course that's what they're all playing for this weekend, all of these teams who are taking part. So let's see if Hades, the yellow Terran player from New ErA Gaming, will be able to close this one out, or if Sennen, the red Zerg player in the lower left hand corner, will be able to bring Skillforge into an ace match here. In game number 6, guys, after this series we will have APSC2 taking and E-Star, the Alliance, taking on E-Super in another of our qualifier matches. So if you think you're all done after this, you know, we're not. We have more to come still, as we do have the first moves being made in this game. Just a hatch first, going up against the Reaper Expand. Nothing too crazy here, and pretty much all as expected. So, Hades just continuing with some SCV production as his barracks is about to finish up here. His gas is finished as well, so I mean Reaper's going to be on the way here very soon. Sennen yet to throw down his pool. It's just going to come down right now, so a couple of drones before putting that pool down. Feeling fairly confident no 2 racks is coming his way. And yeah, just continue this overlord, just continuing to move over to the east. Overlord coming to the top side of the map as well for Sennen again. Just probably get an overlord in the position over here and an overlord over here, so that he can maybe come and try scout later in the game if he feels it's necessary. And then for now though, We're just going to see a pretty slow opening. I mean, Reaper's on the way. Once this Reaper comes out, we'll see a little something taking place on the Zerg side of the map. See if this Reaper can get anything done. So, yeah, this Reaper coming south, and we have a pause. So, yeah, Hades is heading across the map. He's going to be looking to try and pick up a drone or two if possible, but you know, more than anything, just want to keep an eye on what the Zerg player is up to. He's going into a reactor straight away here, so he's actually going to follow this up with some Marines before his Hellions start to come out here. So we've been seeing this more and more, just this one Reaper play, not as many, not as much of a emphasis on the Reapers and on the initial container from the Terran player. But you know, getting the Marines out early on can be very useful, of course, because with early Marines you have a couple of opportunities to you know, pick off overlords, hunt down overlords, things like that. It can be very useful to you know, it can be quite nice. It can be quite annoying for the Zerg player to deal with as well, so definitely a possibility, as Hades doesn't actually find a kill with this Reaper. We're getting 2 drones very, very low down. He will come back in now, and he will try and jump on one of these drones, which is low HP already. And this Reaper's dead. This Reaper's not going to survive. He gets picked off just before jumping up to the main base. Gets a drone for its efforts, but you know, when you only make one Reaper, I'd like to have seen him keep it a little bit safer. A couple of Marines are out now. Factory's going to land on this reactor and start making a couple of Hellions. We've got the starport on the way, which we've seen many times today actually already. The starport on the way, so that we get the we can see the medevac coming out and the Viking clean up overlords, dropping the main base or run by with Hellions. So yeah, we've got this coming up once again here, and we'll see what's going to happen as Hades just with his first 2 Hellions going to be able to start moving across the map. Sennen, see how he's going to be able to deflect these Hellions and see what time he's going to start taking his 3rd base. I mean, the 3rd base is, of course, one of the main things here in this matchup, the 3rd base for the Zerg player. You know, how early does it take it? You know, when, you know, what does he do with it? Does he drone it up? Does he just use it as a macro hatch to fuel it all in? You know, there's a lot of possibilities for him. So, a couple of these 2 Hellions are coming across. I'm going to come towards this natural /3. They're actually not going to go that much further just yet. They're going to meet up with the other 2 Hellions. And they're just going to check the timing of this 3rd base, which is just now, a couple of seconds earlier. They may have been able to deny it, as Viking has picked off an Overlord. In fact, was that 2 Overlords going down? No, just a single Overlord so far. This Overlord going down next as well. So, medevac on the way again, probably going to be looking to lift up some Marines into it. And, well, that being said, there's actually not many Marines being produced, so may just try and lift the Hellions up into the main base. Try and bypass the, you know, the Queen defense. Definitely a possibility here, as we have a double evolution chamber coming up at the front for Sen. His medball boost about to finish up. We do have a roach run for him. I kind of doubt that we'll actually see him play heavy roaches. I mean, he definitely could. And in fact, there's 8 roaches and a bane in nest too. In fact, all of a sudden, this is starting to click. This is looking a well, apart from the double evo chamber, this is looking a little bit like a roach bane win. I mean, this is a lot of roaches, 10, 11 roaches. Double evo could have just been a little bit of a fake here to try and trick his opponent. But that bane nest is definitely on the way. The Lings are definitely heading across the map, and there's more Lings in production. And it's all kind of being hidden right now as the medevac's on the way across here. 3 Marines and a Widow Mine. And does spot a few more units here. Now he sees the roaches as well, so now he has to start thinking to himself, what is coming my way? As that SCV just escaping on 1 hit from death. He starts up a bunker behind his mineral line, behind his wall, sorry, almost immediately. But is he even gonna be in time? Well, these Hellions will definitely help out a lot, picking off some of the Zerglings which would have wanted to be Banelings. So that means he's not gonna have as many Banelings as initially planned here. Roaches are gonna start coming forward, and honestly, there's not that much to really. Oh my God, there's actually a tank. Well, okay, with a tank, I guess he must have been making this tank for quite some time. So with a tank, I mean, you can actually defend this pretty easily. The Banelings are going to come forward. The Zergling does actually eat, though, the first shot from that tank there, allowing this the rest of these units to get through here. The Roach is now coming forward. SCV is being pulled. The tank will go down. Another tank has just popped out, and that can siege up on the high ground, but a lot of damage will be done on the natural here. So a couple of repairs going down, keeping the bunker alive, actually, and the last 3 Roaches will get killed off. Sennen, maybe in a little spot of trouble, actually. He's going to keep on doing a little bit more damage here, but you know, these roaches don't have much left in them. The Viking even coming across the map and helping to helping to pick off a few more of these units. Third base is up and running for Hades. It is actually already producing SCVs from this. And overall, it was 12 workers killed, not really enough to justify the, you know, what he put into that. A lot more resources lost for Senin. And we have 3 command centers, about to be 3 orbitals. The Terran player's economy is basically untouched after only losing 12 workers. Senin is going to take the gold base right now. Take the gold base and we'll see what he can do from here. As 1-1 is on the way for him, but I mean, we're seeing a mech play out of Hades. So he's going into mech. I don't know how effective the ling upgrades are really going to end up being, unless he ends up going all the way up to Ultralisks. I mean, he's rebuilding some Hellions right now. He's got a couple of tanks already out. He's in a nice safe spot here, and you know, these Hellions are going to be able to move across and take a little bit of map control. We have just bling a few roaches still coming in here. It looks as though Senin may try and do a little something with this. You know, he just sends a single Zergling out to scout about, see what's up. We actually have a medevac coming towards the main base right now. And once again, as a few Hellions are going to get cut off by these roaches. Could actually still dive forward for the mineral lines. We're only getting a couple of drones there before we're going to end up dying. But buying time for this drop to come in towards the main base. We're already setting all on top of this. These lings are not going to be able to do too much more than just turn this drop away. But this drop not doing too much either. This Zergling will get cleaned up over here as Hades is really going to get his production rolling in a moment. He's actually even going into Cloak Banshees right now, which might catch Senin a little bit off guard. Senin is starting up a spy. I don't really think he realizes that Hades is playing mech just yet. In fact, I'm almost sure he doesn't think he's playing mech just yet. He continues his 2-2. His spy is still on the way. I mean, Spire can be a good opening. You know, you can go Spire, you can go a few Mutalisks against mech, but it gets to the point where, you know, once the 3-4s are out, the Mutalisks just cannot fight in any kind of straight-up engagement. We have this Banshee thinking about where it wants to go, and honestly, there's not any detection over here at all. I don't think there's an Overseer even built, so this Banshee's going to get quite a few kills. He sees the Spire coming up as well, so he knows to add a few 4s into his production. I mean, this is just going to be great for him. He's getting a few drone kills already. He's going to get a few more as he's just going to target them down with this Banshee. And I mean, at the same time, what's this? A Viking taking down a couple of Overlords as well. He's just going to get away from the, well, obviously it comes up, so Queen's going to be able to start putting some damage down on this. Banshee will get away. This Viking working away on these Overlords. There's a couple of Overlords going down. Banshee, Viking on 7 kills. We've seen 2 hero Vikings already today. As, well, unfortunately for Hades, he's actually maybe not okay. He's actually going to keep his Banshee alive just for a moment there. I thought he was going to end up dying to this Spore Crawl it was about to fly over, but it changed its course in plenty of time here. And, I mean, Hades just continues to build up his army. He adds on even more production right now. His 5th and 6th factory on the way. He even added on a Raven to his composition. His upgrades are starting to come in as well. Adding on some 4s, so these initial Mutalisks shouldn't do too much. A range of turrets being added on too, so that again the Mutalisks shouldn't be able to advance too far forward. And the first Mutalisk here, ooh, getting 4 dropped. That was pretty cute, as one of them Mutalisks nearly does die. Nice little play with the medevac there, boosting the 4 forward. Already we have an infestation bit down though. And we do have the Enduring Locust beginning, so this could turn into a little bit of a slower game. As these swarmers look to be on the way. Turrets, plenty of turrets in the main base, more than enough to deflect these Mutalisks. And these Hellions coming down onto the creep right now. Let's see if they can get anything done. I don't think so. The army's going to converge onto them pretty quickly, pick them off, and pretty much just leave it at that. There's a couple of things coming around top side of the map now, checking the top left corner. And yeah, Hades just, I mean, his mech army continues to just grow in strength right now. He's actually struggling for gas more than anything. He's going to be taking his 4th base here very soon towards the gold base, it would look like, as he cleans out them rocks. He might even decide to start pushing across the map very soon, although that being said, the first few swarmers are on the way out, so it's getting to the point where it's pretty much at the point where he's a little bit too hard to push forward. He doesn't have that many tanks just yet. He's introducing a lot of command centers to the map, and he's actually going to start Hellbat dropping, sending that dropship around the left-hand side. Doesn't clean out the tower, but cleans out the creep spread, and Frizz spends a scan, cleaning up a couple more creep tumors here. Mutalisks try and chase down these Hellions, but not quite able to catch up with them. And Nautilus Cavern on the way here as well for Senin. I mean, he's got 2-2 upgrades, he's got adrenal glands on the way, so he has all of the tools on the way that he needs. I'm intrigued to see if he's really going to invest into the ultras here. I guess the ultras would be pretty good against the... Well, I don't know. It's one of them things like, how good are ultras? And I mean, I guess they trade fairly well, especially, you know, siege tanks don't do great amounts of damage against them because, you know, they've got a lot of health. They don't, you know, the siege tanks can't splash against them. It's going to be interesting. A couple of Hellions over here looking as though they're getting used up as well. Looks as though quite a few drones got roasted over here though at first. Hades has actually on 25 workers killed so far, as a gold base will now be established for him. He's just going to start moving over here. Swarmhost already sending a few locusts forward, and we'll try and actually get a command center which is building. So, well, these locusts are all going to go down. I mean, the waves of locusts will continue coming forward. The question is, can our Terran player find a way to move forward and do some cannon damage himself? Oh, well, this is quite smart. The Banshees are going to be able to start picking off swarm hosts here already, and that's going to be at least one swarm host that goes down. Maybe you have to use another scan. In fact, he forces them to pick up. And now, well, here come the Mutalisks. The Mutalisks are going to try and chase these Banshees down, and they get one of them. Not quite the second. There's a 5th base and 6th base being established for 7 at the same time. So it's going to be a little while in this game before anything really, you know, comes to happen. Roach Billing Ling is over to this left-hand side, looking as though it might hit this gold base. While, you know, the Terran army is all concentrated over towards these locusts. A couple of swarmers moving a bit too far forward. If he's not careful with them, they will be picked off in a moment. And, well, this army is spotted to the left-hand side. Can he get into position to defend soon enough? Here comes the army, and the planetary fort is not quite ready just yet. He lifts it up just in time, meaning that there's just been a ton of Banelands wasted for absolutely no reason over here. These forts are going to try and do a little something as well now to pick off these roaches, and, yeah, these roaches aren't going to stand a chance. Some Lings get through towards the 3rd base. Well, that's about it, and Sennin taking some pretty serious damage here, but now we're maxing a little bit on ultras, on some more Mutalisks, even having another Hydralisk down right now. As Hades is just going to be, you know, set back a little bit from that little bit of a run by, evening up the workers killed throughout the game. Sennin still just sending wave after wave of locusts, investing in everything right now, even a Viper coming in for him. And, you know, Viper, Ultra, Swarm Hosts kind of got rid of the lower tech units just then after that little bit of an inefficient fight, but Hades just going to sit here. And problem for Hades is, well, you know, he can take this base, his 5th base, pretty easily, but as the game goes on, he's going to need a 6th base, because he's not going to be trading as efficiently as the Zerg, so I feel like Hades, he kind of needs to shut down the bases of the Zerg player, and, you know, stop the economy being all too crazy for him. It's kind of weird. I mean, these locusts are honestly fairly, are fairly unprotected here, you know. If you just went and with everything, because there's not that many swarm hosts, the locusts aren't really denying this Terran army for all too long. If you really wanted to, you could probably just, you know, go for it. You know, unsiege everything, move forward, and if these locust swarmers stay still, they're probably going to feel the wrath of the Terran mech army. As Sennin still just sitting around and not really doing all too much, just waiting for the Terran player to make his next move. A bunch of Vikings being added on here as well would be good for shutting down the Vipers, stopping any abducts taking place. As the locusts continue to come forward here, so turrets starting to actually just clear up some of the creeps on the left hand side. More and more Ravens being added on here, and more Vikings as well. It looks as though we're going to see a Sky Army in the end here out of the Terran player, as Spore Crawlers are starting to be added. Of course, with the Ravens, PGT makes the spores and locusts pretty worthless. And yeah, I mean, again, it's going to be a pretty dull game for a little while here as these swarmers continue to come forward. The locusts not doing all too much, just continue to get battered down by these tanks. And our Terran player just continue to wait here, continue to get his upgrades, vehicle plating, sorry, on the way now. Next couple of starports coming in. A couple of fours being abducted here, only one actually getting killed off though. Vikings trying to zone out these any more Vipers from doing too much more. There's quite a few Mutalisks here as well. What's this over here? Just a couple of SCVs attacking a small crawler, nothing too exciting. Mutants clean that up pretty easily. And again, we're just kind of left sitting here for now as more Ravens come on out from our Terran player. Sending us a pretty huge bank here. Resources lost will be slightly, in fact, slightly in favour of the Terran player, a little bit weird. You know, not every day you see Swarm hosts being the less efficient composition, but of course, I mean, it's not the Swarm hosts that were less efficient, it was the earlier game units which were just kind of thrown away by Senate so you could remake, you know, other units. More Swarm hosts, more mutas. So I'm just still sitting here in the middle of this map. I mean, he's not really making any kind of decisive move, but neither is the Terran player. Continue to build Ravens and just heading into this kind of big Sky army. A couple of missile turrets on the way as well. I'd like to see him just take this base to the top left just so you can have it stop mining. Even if he just mules it out and just has the gas mining with SCVs, like, it'd be nice to just start that mine while nothing else is happening on the map so that, you know, even if it does get, you know, in case later on he doesn't get the opportunity to mine there because maybe Senate starts harassing him in that location or something like that. I don't think he has anything to lose by floating an orbital over there and dropping his mules on that base instead of the gold. Hades still just kind of sitting in the back. And not really doing anything. Neural Parasite on the way for Senate here, so going to be looking to add on some infestors. Viper actually goes down there. Wasn't too successful with the pull, as we see just a line of spore crawlers being set up by a Zerg player again. I mean, this is going to be a pretty long one, guys. As Ventral Sax comes up again, so maybe we're going to start seeing some Zerg drops. This could be pretty cool. That's the ErA army. Oh my god, what is this? A 4-drop? When do you ever see a 4-drop? How does Senate react to this? I mean, he sees this coming in. He's sending an army over there. There's so many Ravens with it. Like, this is a little bit crazy. He's going to drop these 4s in the main base. Mutas are on the way over. Mutas aren't going to be enough here, surely, with Vikings and 4s. And the Mutas are actually maybe in a bit of trouble. They're all clumped up here. The Vikings need to help out and fight. And oh my god, I don't know what Senate's doing. I don't understand why he's doing this. The PTDs are absolutely huge. And I mean, he's just lost 30 meters? 20 to 30. Like, he's just thrown away an absolute ton of Mutalisks. This Ultralisk will kind of struggle to get up here before taking down these auto turrets. Hive is actually going to go down. Nice pickups here. Keeping these 4s alive against these minions. Wow, this is a little bit more exciting than the usual mech versus Swarm host game. 2 4s still alive. This Hive still remains. Ventral Sax is still on the way too. He's not going to drop off the 4s in this base over here. And adds a few auto turrets to help out as well. 4 just go down, and it looks as though now is the time for him to just retreat all the way back home. Swarm was still being, Lucas still being cleaned out, but what a trade that was for our Terran player. Taking down an absolute bunch of stuff then. And still just stuff getting cleaned up still over here. A couple of medevacs dying off. A couple of them did survive. As we come back over to the rest of the army. Locusts continuing to come forward. There's a Planetary Forest helping out against these Locusts all the time. A couple of SCVs going after a Spore Crawler once again here. Spine actually moves forward to be able to help clean this up. And these couple of Zerglings kill off maybe a okay, well, turret gets dropped. We'll turret under here. Can't even see it. He is able to kill off these Zerglings and take this base to the top left. So all of a sudden, Ventral Sax and Ultra drops in the main base. A couple of 4s here, and the Hydras are kind of the real issue actually. The Hydra's able to pick off these 4s from a distance. This is a bit of a weird scenario right now. Vipers are a little bit not looked after, and Vikings are going to come forward here and chase these down. These Vipers actually have to be really careful. I think that's going to be all of these Vipers dying. These Ultras are doing a great job shutting down the, production. A few factories will remain. I mean, auto turrets aren't going to cut it against these Ultralisks. Might have been better just going for the Hunter Seeker missiles even. As he needs to commit a little bit more to this. A couple of tanks come out. They're going to start firing down, but I mean, the Ultras are going to cleave them apart very, very quickly here. And Hades is in a bit of trouble here. I guess he doesn't really know what he's really trying to add on. You know, what he's really going to use to deal with these. Some more ultras on the way out, and a little cute little play here by Senin in the long run. He will be able to shut down the rest of these ultras with these 4s, and a third ultra goes down just before the 4 does. Hades cleans up that drop play. A few of his production structures remaining, but this one's about to fall down and burn to the ground. Okay, the SCV's on, so it's going to get repaired up. Lucas getting killed off. This side army still remains here for Hades as well, more locusts come forward and picked off as well. And I mean, the Zerg player even taking this base to the top right now. Zerg has still been less efficient than the Terran player throughout this game. I mean, losing the Mutalisks definitely wouldn't have helped a lot. There's Locust getting picked off here as well once again. A ton of Infestors have been remaxed, have been used to remax here. We've got a bunch of Zerglings about to come into the main base this time to shut down the production again here. So I mean, a similar idea, and there's going to be ultras and blings and everything coming into the main base. Senin is going to take his attack onto this army. Factories going down here as well, and this Soldier Command also, as 4s are going to get surrounded and chased down. And well, 4s are starting to die off. Some infested towns in the middle. 4s are actually pushing through in the middle. They've actually forced the have the Swarmhosts died? Are the Swarmhosts gone? He's killed off the Swarmhosts. How did he kill off? When did he kill off the Swarmhosts? We're looking in the main base, looking at stuff, and all of a sudden there's no Swarmhosts left. Ultra's being killed off here again. Hades is struggling to spend money because he doesn't actually have any factories left. But he's going to be able to move around, and he's actually going to, because there's no Swarmhosts, he can actually move out with this army. There's nothing to kind of straight up stop him just moving forward with this army at all. As long as he moves forward with PDDs, he should be able to just move forward here nice and slow and pick off bases, and he's killed off the main base at the same time. We've got a 4 in here, starting to pick his 4's got 19 kills, but it will be not get any more as the Hive is picking off. Hive has been killed off. What else is happening? There's no other Hive being rebuilt, no lair at all. There's mules actually being dropped over here to steal the Zerg's resources. That's interesting. I guess he is in no rush for resources himself, and this Terran army, I mean, it can just slowly start to step forward now, like, or leapfrog forward. There's nothing really to slow us down. Some Vipers coming in, nice blinding clouds. There's a lot of tanks in the back here. They'll take down these infested Terrans pretty easily. Senin losing a lot of his infestors. Scanners are down here, so these infestors continue to take damage, continuing to come forward though. Senin is attacking fourth, and will he be able to make this happen? Hunter Seeker Missile is going to join in this fight. It looks as though it's going to go off in an ultra. But this air army doesn't seem to be too useful right now. There's not enough energy on the Ravens, and it looks as though Senin remaxing right now is going to have just enough. Hunter Seeker Missiles coming down, and it looks as though Senin's not paying attention. There's going to be 2 more ultras going down here. Hades still trying to hang on. He needs to be very careful not to lose the rest of his air army here as he's continuing to take down. Oh, he's on top of the Hunter Seeker Missiles! Ah! He takes a lot of damage to his own air army. That's not a good thing as he continues to throw Hunter Seekers all over the place. And Ultra's just continuing to leave things apart though. Another 4, Banshee, all on the way. Senin's remaxing on Infestors right here. The 4 in the main is not quite enough, and Vikings even having to land to deal with this next Ultra, but the Vikings are all just going to get cleaved apart, and now the remax of Hydralisks. Oh, here. The Vikings lift up. This orbital command gets chased away. And this Hunter Seeker is going to lock onto another group of Hydras, but I don't think there's enough left. I think Hades is going to get taken down here. ErA GaminG, we're going to be taken to an ace match after having a 3-1 advantage in this series. Because Senin is going to close this out. Everything's going down. GG cold, and 37 minutes is what it takes, but after that, it is Senin who comes out on top and takes us to an ace match here. Game number 7 on the way between ErA GaminG and Skillforge. The winner advances to the first division of the SC2 Improved Team League Season 3. Yeah, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, it'll be the Game 7, the ace match. If you're enjoying the stream, guys, do hit the follow button. And we'll be back here in about 3 minutes' time with that 7th game, which I do believe will be on Foxtrot Labs. So, guys, don't go forward, back for it. Alright, guys, we're going into game number 7, the ace match here between New Era Gaming and Skillforge. The winner of this map advances to the first division of the SC2 Improved Team League Season 3. It's time to get into this game. As you can hear in the background, the countdown is beginning and we're getting on into this. Let's just go and see what happens as we load on up here. As we do just get started. In fact, I'm just going to take the overlay off for a quick second because I just have to PM somebody back. So, but at least you guys know we are loading into the game. Okay, so it's 3-3 right now. Wait for my chat to disappear and we can load on into this 7th game, or change the overlay into this 7th game in a few moments time. Here we go. So in the upper right hand corner from Skillforge, the green Zerg players won 2 maps in a row right now. It's Senin going for a 3rd map victory, trying to take his team into the first division. They weren't successful last season in the to make it to the first division. They failed in the qualifiers, then they opted not to play in the 2nd division. Their opponents in the lower left hand corner, the red Zerg player from New Era Gaming, going by the name of Steelmaker, it's Slivko. So I'll be calling him Slivko here today most likely, unless I get confused and call him Steelmaker. But it is Slivko, definitely. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what these guys are going to get up to. Let's see what this ZVZ is going to bring us. I don't think we've seen a ZVZ today, have we? I don't think so. The first series definitely didn't have a ZVZ. I don't think we've seen a ZVZ yet here either. Unless I'm really just going a bit crazy. I don't think we have. And if I'm wrong, please do correct me. How's everyone feeling in the chat? After this, guys, we are going into APSC2 E-Star versus E-Super. And that will be the final series we're casting today. So one more series to go after this map. And we'll be going straight into it. We'll be taking a quick 3-minute break and then we'll be back and going almost immediately. So hope you guys are looking forward to that. I know the viewership has gone up and I get the feeling that is because a lot of you Spanish guys are waiting for APSC2 E-Star to play, because I mean the hype has just been unreal for you guys in the last couple of days since you signed up. So anyways, we're in this match right now and it's pull first from either side. It's actually a gas being taken by Slivko already, so Slivko is going to start mining some gas, and this could, it actually looks as though it's been a gas first from Slivko, so he's going to be able here to go into very fast Zergling speed. He's going to pull out of gas right now, and with this pulling out of gas, it means he just wants to get a bunch of Zerglings out straight away with speed and see where he can go from there. A pool first, followed by a hatch and a gas is the state of play, the order of the play from Senin. So we'll see what he's going to be able to do with this himself. I mean, there's a few different options, of course, and well, we'll just see what he gets up to. He's actually already putting a spine crawler in his mineral line because he sees the lateness of this hatchery. So, you know, when you see the hatchery is this late, it means that aggression is coming your way. You know, he knows that gas has been taken earlier. There's nothing else that could have been happening to delay this hatchery at this point. So he knows what's up. He's making a spine crawler in his mineral line already to be safe, and Slivko is just making Zerglings, looking as though he's just going to mass these up and try and head across the map with them all at the same time to just try and end the game. We see only drones being made right now for Senin. Senin going into a Baneling nest though with his first 50 gas, and that's definitely the correct decision. I mean, the sooner you get Banelings out, the easier this kind of attack is to hold. We see him making a couple of Zerglings right now, as the first 10 Zerglings are on the way here for Slivko, and that metabolic boost will be kicking in the next 10 seconds or so. It could come down to this right now, as Slivko moves across the map and looks to do some damage. 8 more Zerglings on the way from Senin though. His queen, he's got a queen block on the ramp as well. This is looking good for him. He's looking as though he's going to have enough time, and the spine crawler is going to help him defend too. Slivko will have his drones on the way up behind this. He will have a hatchery finishing, of course, at his natural. So it's not like this is kind of completely all in. It's just a light pressure to begin with. You know, nothing game changer, nothing decisive here though in the end, and I'm actually surprised Senin isn't making just a couple of safety bane lanes. There we go, a couple of safe gains coming in now, so he's pretty safe now. He's going to be able to start his medboard boost. He's going to be able to move this other spine core to the low ground. He's actually falling a little bit behind on drones, but he's going to catch up with that right now and actually take the lead by a single drone as, some Zerglings do run in here, and they do grab themselves a quick kill on a drone and a couple of lings, so a couple of lings just being traded here initially, and Senin just going to keep pushing his spine callers forward here so that he's ready to just defend anything which comes his way. Steelmaker is just gonna, or Slivko is just gonna fall back home right now. Both players have gone into the lair at a pretty similar timing. A couple of banelings on the way up. And yeah, no, he's just gonna move out once again. He knows he's got the speed advantage still, so he's just gonna use these Zerglings out on the map, get as much information as he can until he gets chased away. You know, no reason not to. It's pretty much kind of free information. If you got free information, you may as well take the free information. And that's what's going through. Well, that is the kind of decision of Steelmaker right now, as he turns back around. His two spine cores are going to be pretty useful throughout the game as a road draw, and actually comes down here for Senin and +1 missiles. Steelmaker probably, or Slivko probably going to add a road draw on himself. He's actually gone up to 4 gases though, so it could just be a Spire. It's kind of a late time to add on the extra gases. I mean, usually we see these gases taken while the lair's still building, not just as it finishes. But without a road drawn on the way, no evolution chamber, I kind of have to assume that this is just going to be a Spire, and there it is. So Slivko going to be playing Mutalisks here, taking his third expansion at the same time. Without Zergling speed, there's no real way for Senin to be able to, deny that. So he's just going to say, well, I'm just going to take my own third expansion at this, right now as well. And, I'm just going to play the macro game with you, buddy. So, bit of a macro game coming out of these guys, but 2 different compositions. Already we see a Rotron on the way for Slivko. So, once he makes about, 7 to 11 Mutalisks, after that, he's going to say, right, now I'm going to go into Roaches of my own. And he basically, what he's going to try and do is he's just going to, disrupt Senin enough, so that by the time he goes into Roaches, he has enough of an advantage to just win the game from there. So we'll see if he's going to be successful. That Spire's just over halfway done. Gladiator Constitution halfway done. I mean, +1 attack is well over halfway done as well at this point. I mean, I doubt Senin is really going to move across the map and try and make anything happen. I guess he could if he really wanted to. I mean, against just Zerglings, he's going to be, able to deal out quite a bit of pain. But there's not that many roaches here just yet, really. And wow, Slivko is actually making 11 roaches of his own, despite having this Spire. So this is a little bit weird. He's not going to make Mutalisks just yet at all. He's going to start up his +1, start up his Gladiator Constitution, and make 13 roaches. And now he's adding on a couple of Mutalisks. So a little bit weird, a little bit different, as these roaches do come in here for Senin, but I don't think he's expecting at all these roaches in such a number to come in from Slivko, and now he's going to have to turn around and retreat. He does have +1 advantage, but the numbers are just too overwhelming here, I feel, from the red Zerg for him to stick around too much longer, so Senin is going to fall back home. He should probably just start up his +2 from here. He's even going to be able to start up his +1 Carapace, so he's just going to start up his upgrades, and he's just going to get ready for a later point in this game before attacking. Still don't think he's got any kind of idea about the whole Mutalisk affair. The Spire has been finished, he's not scoured it at all. The first few Mutalisks are on the way, and having seen so many roaches, this is the point where Senin could very well just end up be feeling completely tricked afterwards, because he may not be expecting at all these a bunch of Mutalisks to be coming his way right now. In fact, I wouldn't be. I mean, you just seen a bunch of roaches, they're moving forward, they don't quite have the upgrades yet, but that could just be because you got your upgrades a bit faster. The last thing you'd be expecting right now is Mutalisks, and I mean, you can see this, they're still being hidden, and only just now they're coming across the map, and they're not going to be spotted until right at the last moment. As these roaches are going to turn around, now they're going to be spotted here, and some free damage is going to be done. Senin, what's he going to try and do? He's going to come across, he's going to try and cut off these roaches of his opponent, he's going to take this fight. I mean, it's going to be a pretty good fight for him, apart from the fact he can't shoot upwards with anything. He starts the Hydra Sten, so he's got the Hydra Den on the way, he's ready to go into Roach Hydra. He actually takes down a lot of these roaches from Slivko, as they continue down towards this third base. And a couple of roaches being taken down here for Slivko, and Slivko actually continuing to lose roaches. He doesn't have that many more, he's got 12 more in production. The meters on this side of the map helping to defend, but there's going to be a lot of damage done here. Might even see a dead third base. Roaches just being picking off drones right now, and he's going to keep on chasing these drones. Slivko was on 70 plus drones right there, and now these drones are going to hold position. Wow, Senin is still just moving forward with units, still just trying to take out more and more workers. He's still just trying to fight against these roaches as well, but in the end he will get all cleaned up. He will just have to kind of fall back home and see what he can do next, but he's actually lost quite a lot in that attack. He took down a fair few drones, yes, but right now he is under threat of a counter-attack, and this is kind of the scary moment. He needs to be able to survive the next couple of moments. He's adding out spore crawlers, but, I mean, the muters are already here, so the spore crawlers aren't actually in time, so that's going to be a dead spore crawler at the further. There's one more in the mineral line, so that does leave this, this base fairly open to attack from these muters as these roaches come in. Plus one carapace has just finished here for our green Zerg. Senin is plus 2 missiles about to come in as well. This game is very close right now. And that plus 2 on the missiles may very well just be the difference which, Senin needs to start pushing this back, and there it is, that plus 2 finishing. So he's going to come forward, he's going to keep committing, and now he falls back to his queens again. He doesn't want to take too much free damage from the mutalisks once again in this game. So sitting down at this third base right now. This drone is going to become a spore crawler. 10 roaches on the way. And a couple of changelings just kind of sat here. Going to start heading out on the map and seeing what's up. Mutalisk's going to take down an overlord. Don't think a mutalisk fell. Well, one did there. So Mutalisk just dying there from these Hydras. I mean, in the end here right now, there's a better composition for Senin. You know, the Roach Hydra is definitely better than the just pure Roach. We actually see Steelmaker going into a bunch of Zerglings. That's going to be for, speed Badelings. With them, he's going to hope to kind of shut down the Hydralisks very, very quickly with the splash damage. Oh, these Muters are all going to go down. Now there's not much for Senin to really be too scared of. He's got about another minute where he could attack before his opponent has plus 2. Whether he actually will or not is a different story. There's actually 24 Banelings about to finish up. That's a lot of Banelings here. So Slivko's just going to try and win this with Roach Bane. Where it's going to be Roach Hydra for our for our green Zerg in the upper right. Both players starting to take their 4th bases here. Slivko's ever so slightly faster. And this army of Senin going to actually move forwards. Now he's actually going to be unspotted as he heads down this direction. A few changes coming forward. They will not actually see here where this army is. You see a bit of it moving down, but not much of it. And in fact, he's still not spotted here, and he's going to be able to take down these rocks, maybe come in from behind. You can see, I mean, Steelmaker's set up in a concave, but in completely the wrong location right now. Now he spots it, now he sees this army is down here. So he's going to just have to defend his natural. He should be able to. I mean, the army's in position now. He's had plenty of time to respond. And again, Senin just turns around and decides, well, thinks twice about actually fighting. Slivko starts to move across the map with a bit of his army. He's actually coming across with all of it, just from different locations. Senin could maybe jump on this part of the army right now and just try and go for a bit of a fight. These Hydras are left a little bit unkept, a little bit abandoned at the back, but it's okay because neither player is actually going to, commit to the fight just yet. These units are all just going to split, and it looks as though they're just going to wait before coming into this army. Slivko finds a way where Senin isn't really in a concave, so now he's actually going to have the concave in this fight if it's going to happen. And it looks as though he wants to try and make it happen, as Senin's actually the player retreating. He's going to get it back into his own concave here, adding on some spine crawlers. Not too many Hydras actually here for him. A maxed out Roach Bane army is definitely a stronger army than a maxed out Roach Hydra army, I do believe. If you look at the army costs, you can see there's a lot more in there for Slivko. Where are these Banelings going to go? I mean, a few Banelings towards the mineral lines would be nice, but he needs to keep a lot of them for defense, and we're just going to see a base trade. Okay. Well, this is interesting here, as drones are already going to just start retreating. Spine crawlers on the way up for Senin at this base, and Slivko, I don't think he's realised that this is going to be a base trade just yet. Now he's starting to add on his extra spine crawlers, and roaches and hydras are going to start splitting up everywhere. There's only, there's probably, how many roaches is there? Okay, there's pretty similar roach numbers. But of course the Hydras will add DPS in this base trade, which Slivko will not have because he's got Banelings instead of those Hydralisks. As more and more spine crawlers just continue to come up from the center, and he needs to kind of spread these out a bit so the Banelings just don't crush through them in just a matter of seconds. Handful of roaches here will not actually be enough. Pathogen Glance just finishes for Senin. I don't think he's actually going to get to use these in this game. All of the spine crawlers over here cancelled for Slivko. Slivko doesn't have any spine crawlers. In fact, he's going to maybe even lose this base, lose these drones as well. And if he loses these drones, he might be in trouble because his main base is under attack. And this is his last few buildings over here. He doesn't have any other drones out on the map. The drones all die over here apart from a single one. And that is exactly what Senin's going to try and kill off. I think Senin's going to kill everything before Slivko can respond. I don't think Slivko's got any drones on the map. I don't think he's building one hatchery at his third base, so he's going to maybe force the fight here in the end. But look at Senin. Senin's still mining. He's still got a base completely surrounded by spine crawlers. Takes down a few more drones here. It's kind of it's 10 drones to 0. A single hatchery over here. Banelin's coming forward here, and the Banelins kind of connect on roaches, which isn't really what they need. The army supplies are even. Senin is a little bit maybe stuck, I guess you could say, up here. I guess once this hatchery finishes, Slivko can rebuild because he's got a lot of money. But it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time simply because he doesn't have any drones to actually like rebuild anything with. First he has to build a drone, and he has to build a spawning pool, and just go from there. It would definitely take a long time, as Senin is actually just rebuilding over here. Like he's happy. He's completely rebuilding actually. As oh my god, these roaches are going to take down the last hatchery. This is the last hatchery. You know, there's nothing else left on this map other than this hatchery. He's going to try and go for it. Will the Baneland save the day in time? It's going to be so close. This is game. Senin takes it. And Skillforge are our second team today to advance to the first division with that victory from Senin. The base trade in the end. He made the correct calls, and that was all that was needed. And Skillforge take the 4-3 victory before and close out the clan war and their victory in this qualifier. New ErA Gaming will not be in the first division of SC2ITL Season 3. A shame for them, I'm sure. But well, GG's to Skillforge. Unfortunate for New ErA Gaming. I think that's actually our second upset of the day. I think New ErA and Red Bloods were probably both the favourites. So, well, crazy times indeed. Skillforge are victorious here and make their way into the first division. Guys, we're going to take a commercial break while we get set up. We're going to be going into eSuper versus eStar APSE2 next. Make sure you stick around because this is going to be a really great match. And it's going to be coming up in a few moments' time. I hope you're all ready. I definitely am. If you're enjoying the show so far, guys, do make sure to hit the follow button. We will be back in just a few moments' time. You can also, in the meantime, check out our website at sc2improve.net. And you can also check us out on our Twitter at sc2_improve. And you can also check us out on our YouTube, youtube.com/sc2improve. I'm trying to find one last thing here before I take us away into the next... into the ad break. Just need to fix something and set up the scoreboard for this next series, and of course I forgot to change the score. So it's going to be 0-0. It's going to be one more best of 7 here tonight, guys. It's eStar versus eSuper, and we're going to get into the series after this break.